Bitcoin, I guess for now, for me to be interested, assuming, obviously I'm not taking this, I'm not trading it. If I were trading it, I would wait for a pullback down to here. Then I would buy it and snap back up. At that point, we'd want to look for a higher low, maybe kind of work our way up, kind of like how we did back here. And just for anybody, in case you are new to this channel, these are clips taken out of a live stream. If you're watching the recording, and I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum every week, so I don't trade it. All I do is buy, and I just buy more. S&P today. We talked about it last night. If we hit this yellow zone and that was it, that was probably going to be the short entry. But so we hit that, sold off, and then we came cruising right back. Kind of checked it from the top. So looking at it right here, just break down the price action for today. This was just 45 minutes, 30 minutes after the open. Where's the market open? Right here. Kind of push it up, melt that thing back down, bounce off of that zone, sent it, finally broke on top, came back down, tested from the top, kind of cruising up. At this point, I think we're just bullish. And I told you guys last night, I think I'm just bullish this week. I wanted to see how today panned out, because if we just rejected and didn't really make it that far, or if we just didn't do anything at all. If we didn't do anything at all today, I think it was just going to be a dud week, and then that's going to be it. But last week, we went 3 standard deviations south. Okay, there was a 1% chance of last week actually happening. So I wouldn't say all-time highs bullish. I just think we are, hey, bring it back real quick. You got a little out of hand. It's like when your kid just runs away too far and like, hey, get back. You're getting a little ahead of yourself. Get back here. Shout out to all the dads out there. I did notice a lot of the YouTubers, and maybe I can just help out with everyone else. A lot of YouTubers, I realize they just kind of pander to kids. You ever listen to like Graham Stephan or anything like that? They are literally just kids talking to other kids. When's the last time you've heard of a grown man with a family house hacking, renting a room, or like buying a house and renting all the separate rooms to just a bunch of other random strangers? Maybe I just need to do that. But maybe there should just be a dedicated YouTube channel for people that are in touch with reality, not talking to teenagers or young 20s, but adults. Anyway, I might have to have some more content that way. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking about today. I know this is kind of a little bit off, but just more like, hey, what can you do if you're not 20? You can't house hack. You can't just do some of these wild things these other YouTubers are talking about because you were busy living your life. I just didn't know the things you know now, All right, anyway, S&P. What I would consider to be pretty bullish, hitting this yellow zone right here. At that point, this meltdown we had back here, if we can at least hit that, now we're horizontal. We're not really talking about a lower high. The awkward part right now is that maybe overnight we kind of push up to this blue zone, kind of finish that off. Tomorrow's turnaround Tuesday, melt this thing back down. We're below this yellow zone. At that point, you've heard them all say it, the trend is your friend, and it might just continue down. I wouldn't call this a bull trap just yet. I would say it's worth sitting tight, twiddle your thumbs, sit on your hands, do whatever you got to do. Just don't over allocate into one direction or the other. You can call it a bull trap and go short. Sure. That's what stop losses are for. You understand, like, hey, you could be wrong. You can't lose your butt if you don't put it on the line in the first place. I would keep it that way. We just went 3 standard deviations south. That's not a normal occurrence. That's the S&P, the top 500 companies. Okay? Things happened. ES is up now. You don't say. How did you gather that, Lisa? Did you look at your charts or were you looking at the screen? We have ES up right here. Anyway. Getting above this blue zone, probably for the better. But getting above this blue zone, kind of getting right here, not the best look. We want to at least get as close or break any of these previously like lower highs. This is an absolute meltdown right here. So you want to get up and at least kind of see who your sellers are here. That's what I'll be looking for this week. As far as SPY goes, just a kind of a gap and go day to day. This is what as far as the futures go, you would kind of expect for anybody trading SPY to be right around here. SPY can make it to that 550 mark. I think we're doing all right. Honestly, if we make it to that 550 mark, typically I like to sell options at 1.5 standard deviations. You know, maybe we get up here, we get outside that move, and then I sell 2 standard deviations. If we get up here, I don't know if we have enough juice to really just blast this thing out. So I might even be interested in selling like some 557, 559 call spreads, credit spreads on SPY if we were to have a green day tomorrow. NASDAQ just went right to the zone we talked about last night. You know, saying we need to at least get up to here, but you're going to have to watch out for this right here. That's exactly what we did. Kind of just hit it, sold off, right back into it, sold off. But you see how each time we hit this, all the sellers are there. A few. This is like that one guy that just doesn't know the party's over, still trying to sell. You know, kind of exhausting all these. Once there's no more sellers, then we kind of pump this thing back up. And there was an interesting question last night, and I don't know if it's going to make it into its own video. Technician, I guess I'd have to ask you if that's okay. Because last night was a Zoom call, and somebody said, hey, why do you give your zones away? You know, however accurate they are. He's actually been inside the group, so he watches not just the zones, but how I play them and everything. So it says, hey, if these things are just 90%, like that is your edge, why are you giving it away? And it's because I can give you these zones and people still can't do jack with it because they just don't know. They're not looking specifically at this because it's not just that level. That level is just what brings that conversation to the board, like to the table. That's it. I'm not going to entertain a conversation when we're just right here in no man's land. Hey, we're here. Okay, maybe I could probably structure a trade. I'm looking for some buyers. Hey, we're coming up into here. Now I'm thinking maybe I'm looking for a short position, not just randomly right here. Did it bounce off an EMA or something? You know, like just I'm not worried about it. But this is just a great example right here of what I'm looking at and why you can take these zones and probably still not be that good versus understanding when it hits that zone. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers that say the same things that I do. They parrot a lot of the same things I do. They have no understanding of what they're actually doing, which is why when you follow them, well, like I said last night, follow your account. What's your account doing? Is your account going up or is your account going down? So just recognize this. You know, imagine there is a 1 million contract sell order right here. 750,000 of it filled. 200,000 of it filled. 50,000 filled. Now that seller's gone, right? Imagine that's it. No one's here to sell. Lack of sellers pushes it up. That is so true. Funny how that works. Or maybe not funny. I kind of find it funny because that's what they get. I have seen some YouTubers. Not maybe I guess I can't say they copy me, but they have the same charts and they'll have like an actual zone at 189397. And if you've ever seen me slap these up here real quick, I'm not worried about the pennies. Kind of awkward when they have the exact same numbers I do. And you just never hear a shout out from them or anything. So that's kind of why I laugh at it. As far as the expected moves, still got plenty of room on that one. As far as the Russell goes, gosh, I'd probably feel much better buying the other two right now. At least this one pulled back. So right now, at least what you have on the table and this is not something I would trade the IWM over. So IWM is the ETF that tracks the Russell. This is the Russell, like the futures contracts. And right now, bear flag or reversal, I say this a million times. You're going to hear it 9 million more probably this year with a quarter left. So, you know, the bears will call that a bear flag. The bulls will call that a reversal. It kind of just depends on what echo chamber you sit in. They're both right. You know, it's just a matter of which one's going to pan out and who's got their risk managed. So right now, I guess I would go long. I would put my stop right below this green wick, and hopefully that's a high or low. Structure-wise, not bad because your risk is smaller. It just kind of looks weaker compared to the other two. They just didn't have that, you know, like that. Like, let's get somewhere. Let's make a name for ourselves today. It was kind of like just, we're here. I guess we'll follow these guys.